have a new stand for my phone, so this is one of the first times I'm not filming my face. Hello. Okay, so this is my ID. I'm gonna set it out so you can see where we're heading to, so you have a visual. We're gonna do a wreath, and we're gonna gather around these different Dollar Tree. I got the purple and the black. I'm gonna go kind of quick on this. We're gonna cover it half. I saw this similar, I don't remember where, otherwise I would give them credit for it, but I don't remember where I saw it online, but I did. Okay, so this is gonna be covered half in purple and black flowers. Then we're gonna have a skeleton head, by the way, Dollar Tree, Dollar Tree, and Dollar Tree. That's gonna be over here on the wreath. And then we're gonna have, I got this package with hands, 2 hands. And the hands are gonna come out of these flowers over here as if it's the skeleton grabbing on, top and bottom, the hands. Wait a minute, tip it a little bit more. Oh, okay. Oh yeah, you can see the hand right there. I'm sorry, I'm not used to having my camera this way. And then this, I'm going to wrap in some black ribbon. I'm not quite sure which one. And then the hands, because this is so large, I kind of wanted to fill that in. So we're gonna have the hands hold the sign, be grabbing like this, and the sign will be over here, and that'll kind of fill in, here's the sign. It's gonna kind of fill in this opening right here. I just didn't like it all flowers, and I didn't like it flowers and just the flat ribbon. Now, because all of these flowers are gonna get cut with the little wire stems in them, then that means I have to wire them all to here, and they go every which way, and I wanted to get some kind of styrofoam behind it. So I'm gonna explain to you. Of course, first, I came up with a pool noodle. To put a pool noodle behind it, it bends real nice behind there, would be a great source of sticking all those flowers in and wiring in the skeleton hands and head. And I, just for the heck of it, of course it can't be blue because you're gonna see through it. For the heck of it, I did try painting it, and so if you have to use a pool noodle, I've never seen a black pool noodle, but you can paint it black, spray paint it or hand paint it, and then you're gonna take Dollar Tree tie wraps, and you'll wrap it around to hold it, and that will be the back side to stick all the little flowers in. But it just fell on the floor. Give me 1 second. I'm so sorry. I don't do a lot of editing and junk like that on these YouTube, so you have to deal with me making a few mistakes in between. Okay, this black foam is, as you see, skinnier than this red. This black is the cover that goes on your air conditioning. We have central air that's in the garage. This goes over some of the areas like an insulator, and it does have this opening in it. So because it's black and I had access to it, it's a little thinner, I'm gonna stick that in there so I don't have to bother painting. But not everybody just has this. My husband happened to have it in our warehouse. But I just wanted to give you another option for if you don't have this, you can get a $1.25 pool noodle and just paint it black, and then you can use that instead. Okay, I did want to show you this foam insulation that you use for your air conditioning coils or something. I don't know exactly what it's called, and I'm also going to find out if you can buy this 1 tube of it, like at Home Depot or Lowe's. But what I wanted to show you was this tubing comes with a slit already in it, like that. And then there's like a double stick tape that you squeeze it together like that. So it kind of worked out on this, because as I tie wrapped it together, some of it was old, so I kind of stuck some pieces in here. But as I tie wrapped it together, this side over here is going to be wrapped in a ribbon, and this side's going to have the flowers and the skeleton head. But I think my ribbon, you can see through it. So what I did is I opened that slit up, and the wire that you see over here, which I don't care about, is now down inside there. I don't know if that's gonna make a big difference, but I think if you see through that ribbon, which I think you might, you at least won't see that. Now, if you end up having to use that pool noodle, it's so easy to just take a razor and slit through that, and then you push from the back to get this wire to sink inside that slit. And of course, some extra tie wraps help also. So half of it, this half, I stuck the wire down in there, and this half, I left it where I can see it, because I want that wire to wire on the hands and the head. So that's why I left it so up, so I can grab it with some wire, and I'll show you that. Turned all the ends of the little nubs on the back side and cut them off. And now it's time to wrap the half of the wreath that is going to be the opposite from the flowers and the skeleton. And I picked this from Dollar Tree. It is see-through, as I said, but with this black base now, and the wire in the middle being inside, which I don't think you'll see. You'll probably see some of these tie wraps, but I think it's gonna be okay as I wrap it. But I'm only dividing this circle in half, and then I'm gonna wrap this around that half while I still have access to wrapping it, rather than putting all the flowers and everything on this side and then trying to handle it. I'm gonna do it now. Okay, that ribbon was 2.5 inches. It had 108 inches in length, which was 3 yards. And it took up, I just ended up using a little bit extra. It took up a little more than half. Why not? I just threw the extra in there. And it wrapped real well. And on the back, I just stuck some hot glue. Of course, I think everybody knows, don't put hot glue on foam because it's gonna make a hole in it like it did that. If you have 2 settings on your hot glue, always use the warmest, not the hot setting to glue this. And also when you're gluing ribbon onto foam with a hot glue gun, when you put the glue on the back, just give it a little blow and just wait a little bit, not too long, till it just cools off just enough that it's still warm, but it'll still stick, and that'll avoid making the holes in it, which then it doesn't stick. Okay, so I'm looking at the way that this skeleton, his head is, and when it appears to be to mount him on this side, when you bring him up, he's facing down. So he's gonna have to be mounted where his skull is out like that, not like that, as you see. So therefore, I'm gonna cut off the back of his head so it sits more flush and is more sturdy to hold on there, and he'll be looking out straight. And I'll let you know at what method I use to cut this. Okay, well, I eliminated that problem real quick. Put your scissors away. I started to stick my scissors in there to cut it out, and look what happened. The back just pushed in. And I said, wait a minute. This is what's so wonderful about crafting, when you discover something new that you had no idea was gonna happen. So I held that now up to here, and it's flat, and I didn't have to cut it. And that means if you see the sides, you won't see a cut off, you'll see a finished end. And with the way I've got it flattened right in the center of the biggest part that sticks out of the back of his head, it's gonna sit flat. So I'm now gonna stick some holes in the side, and I'm gonna wire this to the half that has the uncovered ribbon. Excuse me for all the ums. And oh, that's what I wanted to show you. I love using this wire. It's a stem wire. Let me show you that. Okay, it's probably coming out backwards in this, but it's called the Bloom Room. It says arranging supplies, and it's stem wire. It's for flower decorating. And I love the gauge of it. It doesn't even say what gauge it is. It's from Joann Fabrics. I've had it for a long time. It was a big pack. And it's this little skinny wiring. It's just enough to hold just about anything, and I really like it. So that's what I'm going to wire him to the frame with. Okay, slight mistake number 1, but it's okay. But I'm gonna make sure that you don't make this mistake. When I set up these holes on each side to run this wire through, I should have put them a little closer to the size of this. So I should have set it down and marked on the back side where it was gonna come right out of the skeleton head, because I'm a little far away, which might make it sway a little bit, but that's okay, because now I've marked another area on the sides. As you see, I've made a mark here and here with magic marker, and I'm gonna run the wire through there. Now, here's where luck comes in on this project. I had to string the wire through here, and the hole over here, you know, you're kind of trying to figure out where it is. So because I had this dip in here, I kind of curved the wire like this to go in, and then I could see through the hole when I was pushing on it that I was close, and I did get it through. Now, how do you get the hole in there like that? Well, I have this mini glue gun, and it's hot, and this is plastic. So, as you see, I've got it heated up, and I'm trying to make sure you can see this because I'm not used to the camera working this way. Push it, and the hole just went through just like that. That one's a little big, but that's okay because when you go to string it through, you'll be able to see down in there. There's another one. So there's the 2 holes, and I'm gonna string one more piece of wire, kind of curving it when I go to put it through, thread it through. It was a little difficult to get through, and then put it across like this. And then we're gonna work on the next part. Okay, just for a sneak peek, both of the wires are back there. They're both twisted, and I twisted them tight enough to be kind of pushing down in the foam, which holds the face in the position that I wanted. Now, this wire, don't make the mistake that I've made. When you sometimes twist enough, the darn thing snaps off and you have to start over. So take your time on how tight you twist. Push the foam in and twist the wire up to it. And once you get it snug, be happy with that and don't try to overdo it because I've had it snap before. Okay, I'm gonna have to fess up. I'm going by the seat of my pants again. That's what I should call my YouTube, go by the seat of your pants. On the sign, I had originally said I was gonna put it off to the side. But when I look at his arms coming out in the scale of his face, it's like his arms are too far out and they're too long for him, and they look kind of silly when I set it up. So I've now decided that I'm gonna put the sign in the middle. And it's not going to really do well glued up here. But what I've discovered is this hole where the actual sign has holes drilled in to hang it. This hole and this hole line up with the wire wreath. So I'm going to put wire in here. I might even use pipe cleaner because of it being black then. But I'm going to put wire in there, and I'm going to wire it to the wire that's right back there so it hangs in the middle. Please be careful when you set this down and line it up. Your skeleton face is straight and your sign is straight. Unless you want the sign off to the side like that, you can do that. But I'm gonna do the sign straight like it's let's just say a frame that's around the sign, and then a skeleton's gonna come in and kind of hold them. And I'll show you what I'm gonna do with the hands as soon as I get this wired. Okay, little bit of a problem that came up. I've got this side done with the pipe cleaner. I'll probably cover it with something, and not a problem. Then I went to go on this side and I realized I had the ribbon in the way. So I have shoved a pair of tweezers up from behind the ribbon, making sure that I've passed by the wire. I'm sorry if this is confusing. And here's the tweezers. And I'm going to pull the pipe cleaner through that ribbon, and I've got it through the other side now. So if you come across that your ribbon's that far over, pop a hole in the back with a pair of tweezers and pull it through. I just hate when you're watching a YouTube and somebody's like, oh, just go get the pipe cleaners. And it's like crafters just assume that you have these things hanging out. But you know what? If you got a bobby pin, a black bobby pin, I don't care what it is. Be creative and get it up there. If necessary, you don't have the pipe cleaner, you don't have the tweezers, the ribbons in a row. My YouTube is for you to have fun and not get frustrated. Just hot glue the thing up there. Just hot glue it. And so now there's the pipe cleaners. This camera's so weird, I'm sorry. There's the pipe cleaners holding it. And I might leave it, I don't know. We'll see when we get to that point. Now we're gonna work on the hands. Okay, now I wanna talk about the hands that are gonna be on the top and the bottom of this, holding the sign, which is gonna look like he's kind of hugging around this sign. Of course, I wish two came in a package, but they don't. Okay, so Dollar Tree, these hands. And if you say, well, we've done Halloween at Dollar Tree, everybody's seen these things with that post that nobody uses. But here's the hand. It's really what I would just call uneventful. It's plastic, it's cheesy, it doesn't have any character to it, it's kind of flat. But I'm going to show you what I experimented with, and I did. I took this hand, as you say, with this hand, the difference, flat and curved. I took a blow dryer and I heated this hand up. And as it was hot, I bent it, held it, then, pulled it away from the dryer, let it cool off, and I kept doing that to bend these fingers. It wasn't too bad. It was a little time consuming, but not bad. Then you see he's kind of got some shadow on him, but the fingers is what's really going to show. So I took just some craft black paint and this little paper towel, hot mess here, little paper towel, and I just rubbed it on it, and it dried, and it gives him a little bit of, scariness and kooky, creepy, haunty kind of look. Now here you go again. Okay, not everybody just has things of paint in their house, so you could actually probably take some magic marker, black magic marker, put it on there, and then real quick just kind of rub it in. You can experiment on a place that you're not going to be seeing. So right now, I want to wire this hand coming off the top, and I'm going to heat and dry the other one. I might have this particular one because it's kind of cupped. I might kind of tip it in like that, or at the top. I'm not sure. You have to play around with how you want the hands to go, how you want them bent, how you want them to come out. And also, I think this is a little long and it's going to have to be cut off. So I'm going to cut this off. I'll let you know how much. I'm going to place the hands, and then you can get a visual of what you want to do with your hands, or if you like the way I do it. But for right now, I'm going to play around with a little bit, and then I'm going to come back and show you what I've come up with before I put the flowers on. So I had to change the angle of this camera because it's making me crazy. I've got a little ahead of myself. So I cut the end of the hand off because, of course, this was just too crazy and too much. And that wasn't that easy to get off. I probably ruined my scissors. But once again, I stuck a hole in here with the glue gun and pushed the wire through and around the back, all the way around, and this one up. I just used the one hole. And then I also put a hole here just to support it, and it's on pretty good. I don't have it completely twisted in the back because I want to make sure I have it exactly the exact position I want. See, I've left a little bit of slack in how you wire this. I don't know, maybe you can glue it. I'm sure there's some, probably the E6000 would hold it, but I'm figuring the wire out because it's going to be covered with the flowers anyway. Then this hand, I was able to melt those fingers down like that. It actually is just a matter, it was no time at all. This one took me longer, but I realized if I put the hairdryer closer and I just held it and then walked away and just held it, it basically stuck. And I stained the hand with the black paint. I did this one a little more. I thought it didn't have enough. So now since I have the fingers, I kind of decided that I wanted those two fingers to be bent like that to kind of hold the sign at the bottom. Not only for the look of the skeleton holding it, but also to support the bottom of the sign. So now I'm going to wire this hand in there, and I wanted to show you because I just keep getting ahead of myself. But with the glue gun, I melted 2 holes here, and then on the opposite side, 2 holes. And with that floral wire, I'm just going to fish it through both ends. This time it was easy because I can see through there where I'm putting the wire. So I'll fish it through here, loop it through, and then I'm gonna wrap it around here and twist it on the opposite side, and I'm gonna kind of adjust it so his hands look like they're really grabbing around the sign. Okay, as you probably see, the beauty of this styrofoam. I really did it for the flowers to stick the flower stems in, but when you go to twist these plastic pieces that really want to slide, you can really twist that wire to go all the way down in that foam, and it's just very secure with twisting it. It's kind of embedding in the foam and holding it on there without putting too much tension on the wire. The tension's inside the foam. So this is on here now, the top one. The bottom hand, as I told you, I was gonna run the finger like it's holding it behind there. Now the other thing is if you get it like that, if you end up getting it like that, you can always glue this finger on there. I'm not always dependent on hot glue. I just find that it pops off plastic. It's just no good. It's great for making a video, but not for long term. And I want my things to last. So I may stick some E6000 down in there where that finger is, just to hold that there. And also I can see down in here, I could also put some glue to support it in there, some E6000 against the wire where you really won't see it. So I have the hands exactly how I want them. I'm actually very happy with them. And now it's time to start spreading the flowers on. And I'm not a florist, so I'm a little worried about me getting this right. This is where I am gonna struggle. So I'm gonna start playing around with it, see how much I can mess it up and how much I can work it out to make it look like I have it visualized. Before I start cutting these flower stems off, I bought 2 of the purples with eyeballs, 1 without. I really got the extra purples because I just felt like it was just too black and white. And then I got 2 of these with the eyeballs also. Now, these have these leaves that are way down here, so I try to push them up. Oh, and they also have a couple little cute spiders and some twigs, plastic twig looking things. So I will use those also. In fact, I might cut those off. I might do those separate. But be sure to take the leaf and push it up. That's the other thing. When you buy this, make sure that your stem, if there's 4 flowers that you see, make sure you don't grab one that has 3, because then you paid for an extra flower that you didn't get. And also make sure that all of them have the little leaves on them. This one I now see that I didn't make sure, so I'm without a leaf. And for $1.25, you should have all the leaves. And the same thing with, same exact thing. Just make sure all the leaves are up towards the flower to kind of fill in and make it look nice. Okay, here's the final results. And I'm sorry, I got cutting up all those flowers, and I just cut them and just randomly stuck them everywhere. There's really no talent to it. I didn't realize I was going to have so many spiders and branches between those ones that I bought, but they really kind of added a little dimension around the edges. And then, I don't know if I'm crazy about this, but I put that right there to kind of cover up the little hole where this one's kind of hidden by the leaf. I can always move that over there, but I put this kind of over there. There was a little spider web under there, so that might work. I might take out the leaves. But the one thing I have to make common is I did add some more colors to this. Some gray, white, some black. I might have to go over a little bit in here. It looks a little funky, but the hands were actually a little more clear, the plastic, than this, which was more white. So I added some more white on the hands, and I add a little more gray to him, and I'm probably gonna have to go over him, yeah. No, something's definitely going on. My last picture will show that I cleaned that up. But here it is, it's finished for the most part. I really think for what it came out to be, that is easy. I think it was pretty easy. I think it really looks like a nice door ornament decoration. My intention was to give it away, but I think I might keep it. Real quick before I sign off, I fixed that head. And if you want to know how to get off the mistakes that you made, one of these Clorox wipes took all those mistakes that I made on that guy, but yeah, I'm happy.